Guys, so as I often do after having a little sesh, I feel like offering you guys a little mini yoga session guided by the intuition of the heart love vibrashe. The silliness is off the charts today, I've got to say, as is a rather large amount of heightened emotional healing. So I'm here in service to the YouTube embodiment practice where we can just forget all of our problems and move, because there's nothing like the present. So I welcome you to a little bit of yoga wherever you are, unless you're driving, of course. That would not be cool, you guys. But hopefully if you're just like chilling in your boudoir or find yourself maybe even outside at a park, I don't know, you can join me for a little bit of a yoga vibrashe session. So I can feel myself like withdrawing, grounding in, coming into the breath. So getting myself seated comfortably, and then I'm just going to start breathing really deeply, just as deep as I can. I'm just going to focus on that for a bit. And I'm just going to keep breathing with myself actually calm down, which is important. And I'm breathing really naturally and feeling how the in-breath lengthens the spine and opens up the body, and the out-breath softens, and I can easily let go of any stress, tension, worries, nerves, anything like that. I can just let that go. Feeling my seat grounded, rooted. And then I'm aware of my third eye. I'm just seeing a little light. Okay, so I'm going to bring the palms to my heart and just share feeling this sense of appreciation and gratitude for the aliveness. So like just being alive and being able to breathe, and infusing the cells and the energy around with lots of love and joy and light and openness, all the good stuff, really consciously infusing the cells with health and radiance and vitality. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna move. So I'm gonna take a breath and reach the arms up. Mind the sweaty pits, you guys. And then exhale to a side stretch. You guys get familiar with my flow. Inhale, and then exhale. And then inhale to a twist. Exhale, twist. And then inhale up. And then exhale, twist. And then from here, I'm gonna inhale up and take my feet out in front of me and reach forward. I'm gonna go side to side here. And just breathe deeply. The side to side is bending one knee and lengthening the opposite leg into the bum, sort of thing. Okay. And then from here, it's always nice to give yourself a hug and mean it. Like you actually appreciate this thing, this bud, this vessel, this instrument of peace. That you have love and respect for it. It works miracles for us every day. So yeah, make it appreciation, buddy. Thank you for being here. I wouldn't be here without you. And then let's come onto our hands and knees and just move our arses around a little bit. This is a really good practice to do anytime, and it's very effective at opening up the spine, giving our spine a bit of a stretch. Functional movement, you know, just a little bit of wibble and a little woggle, and it really does help and work. And then I feel like sitting back into child's pose and giving my bum a little bit of a wiggle side to side, possibly putting the head down and letting my head roll side to side as well. And then from there, I'm going to come into the downward dog. Good. And I'm going to just sway side to side a little bit. Breathing really deeply into the sitting bones so I can feel like the sitting bones are reaching, and I'm grounding down through the feet, pressing down into my hands, pulling up through the shoulders and the back muscles. Keep breathing really deeply here. Nice big full deep breaths. And if you want to do your heel pulsing, swaying side to side, you can. That always feels really nice. Giving your head a bit of wiggle and breathe deep. Now I'm going to be mindful that I don't hit my A-frame ceiling. I love this stretch. So I reach the right leg up behind. Open the hip and bend the knee. So I take this knee back or pull that back heel, right heel round towards my bum. Keep reaching that right knee up. Keep breathing deeply. Oh yeah, baby. And then from here, I'm going to do a little leg work, reaching the leg out to the side. I'm going to bring it underneath me, do a little bit of juicy movement here. Keep breathing deeply, nice big stretches all around, getting the whole body working. Who needs weights when you have this whole body to move around? And then I'm going to bring it into pigeon. And I'm just going to sit in pigeon for a bit. When you do hip openers, just always make sure that the knee on the side of the hip opener is happy, okay? There's no need to hurt ourselves here. So just drop in, get comfy, feel where you want to be with this stretch, and then let's hang out here for a bit. And just chill, you guys. Just chill in a pose and like feel stuff. There's a stretch happening usually around the hip and the bum, and if we can just be with that, you don't have to, it doesn't have to, I joke about this, but you don't have to hang out in the torture zone, okay? Yoga can actually be enjoyable for you. Stretch it out. Let go of the stress, it's right there. My hips are burning. They're burning up, you guys. Okay, good. So then from here, I'm gonna bring my back knee in to meet the front foot. Hey, I can see you guys there. And I'm gonna do a quad stretch. All I need to do to get the quad stretch is walk my hands back and tuck the bum under. So I activate this whole front side, take a couple breaths. Hells yeah. Maybe go back if there's space. In the back, breathe deeply again. Good, feel it out, and we can release, and then I'm going to bring the back foot round me, find a twist. You don't need to straighten this leg right away, okay? Just be easy about it. Don't make it difficult for yourself. Just make it easy. So just look back, and then if you're like, oh, this feels good, I've got a good twist here, see what this feels like to stretch it out. If the leg starts to quiver uncontrollable, that's sort of your body's way of saying, don't push me any further, please. So hang out. You know, maybe tap that quiver, but you can Be easy with it. Just focus more really on the twist, twisting around the waistline. And then from here, I'm gonna bring the foot down, hook it around the thigh like this. If you need to, you could straighten the bottom leg out. And then I'm just gonna breathe here, going a little bit deeper into the lumbar spine and relaxing into this twist. Keep the eyeballs looking around behind you. Good. And then I untwist and then like drop down. It usually finds right at the sacroiliac, a little outworking. And then from here, finding the Guptanasana. So I'm just gonna hinge forward. Oh yeah, baby. There's usually some nice unlocking stretch right down in the base of the spine and the lower back and the bum and the hips. Some people's sensation comes up in the inner thigh. And I'm just gonna hang out here for a bit, breathing deeply. Letting go of a whole bunch of stress, you know, that's what's happening basically. I like to do a little bit of a side-to-side flow here as well. It feels real nice. So just checking out the side bodies and playing around with that dynamic. Good. And then from there, I'm going to release, give my knees a little shake out there. And then I feel like just trying this one, the butterfly, so bringing the soles of the feet together, grabbing hold of the feet, however it feels good for you. This is called a bind. If you place your fingers around the thumb like that, or rather the index and middle finger around the big toe, the thumb, you know what I mean. And then I'm just gently doing the side to side. That's sort of an intuitive movement to help open and release the hips and back. Just sort of gently jigging this all forward, not kind of pulling or pressing too hard, just feeling it out. Relax the shoulders, you know, we don't need to be up here, just breathing deep. And then from here, you guys, I'm going to slowly release that, shake it out, or just give yourself a little hug. You could try I say float the boat. So I just lift everything up and then I cross the legs to roll over them. Step or jump those legs back, finding a plank pose. Let's take a nice big breath right here. And then exhale, lower the elbows, and or you can also put your knees down for a little support if you're feeling like the back is a bit weak or the tummy is a bit weak. So from here, take the inhale, use your hands and lift the hips with you. So inhale, head, heart, hips, look up. And then exhale, let's shift it back into the downward dog. Take a couple nice big breaths here. It's always nice to give your head a bit of a wiggle. Keep pulling up through the front of your legs, pressing down through the heels, and just keep breathing nice and deeply. And then from here, let's take the left leg up behind us. Remember this stretch. So I reach it up. I just really love the open hip stretch. So I'm lifting up through the hips, but I gotta press down to lift up, right? So I press down, hands and back foot. Lift through the hips, open the hips, and then I'm letting that back heel drop behind me. See, I'm pulling that heel towards the bum, and then lifting that knee up even higher. Keep breathing nice and deep. Good, and then from there I'm gonna bring that leg out. I'm just doing a bit of bum and toning work, you guys. So then I'm gonna reach the leg out, it's just like everything's reaching out from the center. And then from there I'm gonna bring it underneath me and do some figure of eights, because that's just fun. And you're like, whoa, what's going on with my hips? Oh my god, look at all this cool shit that I could do. Yeah, and then reach up. You don't have to do that. Be mindful, guys. Be mindful. Be mindful. Okay, and now that left hip is nice and hot. So I'm gonna bring it forward. Find le pigeon. You come into the pigeon practice. You try not to fuck up your knee. And okay, so I'm exploring the twofold as I deepen my pigeon practice. And I practice now a high release, squaring off through the hip. You probably, you know, anywhere. You can be here, play. You could be up here and just play around with different dynamic. I'm falling into this sort of line and practicing dropping down to this front hip, integrating through the ankle, and then lifting into a high release. So as a deepening, I don't think I did it on the other side, but sometimes I quite like to just like, breathe up. Oh yeah, face. Fly like an eagle, because that also feels jolly good. And then I'm just gonna see if I can extend the foot a bit more and go deeper here. So I'm finding that root, you know, where it's not quite the torture zone, but just about. And then I'm gonna breathe into that. Make space. I like to do a wash. So it's like once I get that kind of that perfect area of the stretch, then I'll scan the whole body and mindfully let the whole body relax. Relax around the kind of root of the sensation that you're feeling. And then use the breath awareness to like delayer the stress and make space there. And then this kind of stuff, you guys, like just, I call this like micro movement. So I'm just doing this very gentle little like, yeah, micro movement, just tiny, tiny little shifting, which is sort of helping me lean into the edge, feel a little more. And then just before I want to cry, I start to release the position. And then I'm going to bring the back leg in. And I'm playing with the quad stretch here again. Really just need to walk the hands back. That's usually enough. And then I'll clench this bum cheek, and so I feel a stretch here. If you've got mobility in the spine and enough flexibility, you can actually go all the way down and just feel the stretch right there. Alrighty, folks. So let's bring it to the open book. So I randomly just had a moment where I was thinking about Harry Potter. And I wanted to call you my fellow muggles. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys watching is a Harry Potter fan. I have no idea. But there you go. So, bum down. I can keep this knee bent. So I'm not forcing this pose. Mainly I'm just looking for this kind of line. Finding the, like, opening the twisting line from the waist or the navel, and then looking it round. Now if that's easy for you, you're feeling quite good, easy, open, shoulders are relaxed, heart is open, then see what it's like to stretch the leg out and breathe into this for a couple breaths. Find that, I call this opening the book, right? So you open that leg away from that back arm and breathe into it, expanding everything out from the center. And then from here, we'll go to the full spinal twist by bringing the foot around the leg and then twisting it out. I'll find the awareness goes a little bit deeper into the lower back, sitting down onto both bum bones, straightening out this bottom leg like that if it's easier for you, and then just breathe really deep. Look round. Imagine it's just the breath and your eyeballs doing all the work for you. Your hands are helping you out. And then slowly release. I did this on the other side, the counter twist, twist out, and then go down. So it's this sort of angle, twist out, and then I'm reaching down. And then from there, I'm coming up to bring the knees on top of each other. And I'm just gonna wiggle about and play around with some forward hinge. Breathe down into the wherever I'm feeling the sensation the most. So right now I'm feeling like reaching the arms back behind me, interlocking the fingers and stretching the arms up like that. Breathing, oh yeah, breathing really deep, pulling those arms out. I was about to say pulling your arms out of their sockets, but no, don't do that. Oh God, this feels good. And then again, remember I did that the other side, just a little bit of an exploration, a side-to-side exploration, yeah? Okay, good. And then I'm going to slowly release it there. And then come out, do a side to side. And then I feel like just doing a little shoulder stand So yeah, see how you go. Don't force anything. Remember, if you can't breathe, that's a really good sign to stop what you're doing. So breathe and lift the hips up. I just like to breathe really deep. And like play around with the legs. Don't do what I'm doing. Don't look at the screen. Just keep looking up and breathe. And it can be nice to really reach those legs up. Do little bicycle motions. Stretch one leg up as you stretch the other down. Going upside down is good for us. We should do it lots. I have a yoga swing, so I'm gonna eventually get the yoga swing up and running and show off to the world by doing fancy yoga swing poses. Okay, and now I'm like just wiggling my bum about in plow pose, because that's a nice way to feel like you're really lifting the hips up. Keep breathing deep. And then I like just tensing and squeezing, playing around with the ankles and the wrists, and then dropping the knees, coming to ear pressure pose. And then oftentimes I'll do a little breath of fire randomly. I'll do breath of fire upside down. If you can come to your lotus position, you can feel free to do that. Or you can just practice hanging out in shoulder stand and doing breath of fire. And then just slowly release. You might feel like doing a bit of a back bend. Fish pose is nice to do, bringing the hands palm facing downward under the bum, coming onto the elbows so you can see your gorgeous little toesies. Press down into the elbows, lift through the heart and the rib cage. Big deep breaths into the ribs, and if it's comfortable, you can let your head fall back. And then take really big thoracic breathing here, so just rib cage breathing. And then just release however way you can. Give your knees a bit of a hugging and a squeezing and a loving and a squeezing and a hugging and a rolling and a squeezing in. Maybe do a happy baby. Stretch out the hips and the bum. Maybe do a wide leg stretch there. And then I'll usually just do a little kind of side to side stretch where you see I'm kind of exploring different flows. And then a hug. And then I squeeze my arse and everything. And then just chill here for a moment. Die to the illusion and to be born again. If even for a moment. So pretty much I could just like lie here for quite a while. But instead I'm gonna roll over to you guys. And hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope that you enjoyed the Hot Love Vibrashe yoga sesh. Look, I'm actually sweating. So this is like a full-fledged day in the life of MJ. From like emotional storming in the morning, sharing live the hot love, and then having sessions throughout the day, and then also sharing my love of yoga with this epic YouTube community. Can you read that, my friends? That says love is our superpower. You know what I mean, don't you? You totally get it, you guys. Anywho, I'm just rambling on, and the silliness is off the charts today. So I'm just sending so much love for all of you, and yeah, like loving service and grace and benevolence and abundance for all and freedom for all, and so much love. So much love. Have a glorious day, you guys. I look forward to seeing you in our dreams and reality, because they blend together. And thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and resonating with the Ultra Love movement. I love you guys.